Today we're talking with the founder and CEO of Noxopharm, Dr. Graham Kelly. Noxopharm ASX code NOX is an ASX listed clinical stage drug developer focused on phase 2 clinical stage drug Vyondar. Graham, congratulations on your announcement you put out yesterday. From the reaction in the share price, shareholders clearly think this is a positive announcement for the company. Can you tell us a little bit more about your new treatment for prostate cancer?
Sure. Thanks, Tim, anyway, for the opportunity. Look, yeah, we see it as a pretty significant and exciting announcement. So what I might try and do to start with is to put that into context. The context is that we're looking at bringing a new treatment into the clinic for men who have got late-stage prostate cancer. So we're now talking about men stage 4. It's metastatic. There's not a question of if you're going to die. Unfortunately, it is when you're going to die. And at the moment, there are 3 types of treatment. And you try one, then you move to the second, then you move to the third. Most men respond to each one of those treatments, but they all eventually stop working, and then you go to the next one and so forth. And by the time you get to the end of all that, you've got a tumour that's pretty well advanced. It's extensive, it's throughout your body, and you're probably looking at somewhere between 2 and 6, 7 months of life. So that's the current situation. So think of these are 3 standard treatments that are there now that are available to men with this sort of form of cancer. One of them was bought by Pfizer for $14 billion US. So 18, 19, 20 billion Aussie dollars about 4 years ago. And that drug last year sold about $4 billion US worth. So this is a big business. And so bearing in mind that that's probably the most expensive drug for this particular cancer. Now, Novartis decided a couple of years ago that they were going to get involved in this scene. And what they were going to do was to do something totally novel, which was to basically to put radiotherapy intravenously. Rather than sit on a bed and get it blasting through your body, you inject this radioactive drug intravenously. And this drug searches out all these tumours all over the body. And when you put a man under a PET scan that's had this drug, they generally light up like a Christmas tree with dozens or even hundreds of these little tumours. And so Novartis is seeking to bring this drug. It's called lutetium PSMA. They're looking to bring this drug to market, we believe, later this year or maybe early next year. And they paid $6 billion US for it a couple of years ago. So this is the only new drug that's around at the moment that looks like doing anything. St Vincent's Hospital in Sydney have been a major supporter of that technology. They've been involved in it right from the word go. And they came to us about 3 years ago and said, look, Graham, as exciting as this new Novartis drug is, it's not working in all men, and where it does work, it's not giving a really all that durable an outcome. We think if we use Vyondar in combination with it, it might do something a bit more powerful. So that's the context. That was where it all started 3 years ago. So they St Vincent's conducted a 56-man study. It's been going for that 3 years, and so what they're doing is looking on releasing interim data as they go along. The data that was released yesterday looked at all 56 men and asked the question: how long are they surviving? Because that's the key question. That's all people like the FDA are really interested in. Are you extending life? Yes or no? And what they came up with was an average survival just under 20 months. Now, bearing in mind what I said before, the men who get right to the end of this treatment, after they've had all their 3 standard treatments, nothing left, your survival is somewhere between 2 and 6 months. we were able to deliver an average survival of just under 20 months. So in other words, half the men we offered this treatment to were still alive after 20 months. That's a remarkable outcome, and that's why we're excited by the news.
So Graham, your drug Vionder was used in combination with the Novartis drug to produce these results in terms of patients surviving at least 19 to 20 months. I suppose the question that comes to mind now is kind of what's the commercial pathway for Noxopharm moving forward?
Yeah, well, Tim, you're probably aware that we're doing other programs. This is not just the only way we're looking at using Vionder. So there are other irons in the fire. This is just one. What this result yesterday does help is to put confidence in how this drug is working and the fact that it might work in these other ways. But specifically with this lupin program that we're now talking about, that's just dedicated for prostate cancer. You don't use that technology for any other form of cancer. And there's only one player that might be interested in partnering with us, and that's Novartis. There aren't other players with this other technology that we're combining with. So we're looking at how we can take this forward now, and we believe that Novartis would be very interested in what's happening, because they're looking to bring a drug to market that isn't working in all patients, and so that's where we're up to at the moment.
Graham, Kelly, thanks for your time.
Thanks, Tim.